Hello beautiful learners, hopefully you are doing great. I am also good by the grace of Almighty. So in this lesson we are going to practice Cambridge IELTS 5 speaking test 1. So let's move on. Now we are going to practice it with part 1, okay? Let's see which one we have first. Which question we have first, okay? Okay, so the question says, which part of your country do most people live in? And the answer you should say, or you can say, actually in my point of view, the population around my country is pretty much evenly spread since it's a small country. However, if you ask this question purely for academic purpose, I have to say that the middle part of my country along with the adjacent areas to our capital city is home to most people in my country. Let's move on. Tell me about the main industries there. Well, you may hear it that many people in the world say Bangladesh is the second China since it's a semi-industrialized nation with major industries like food agro processing industries, garments industries, fish industries, and so on. However, we also have some minor industries operating on a limited scale like food packaging industries and electric gadgets manufacturing industries. How easy is it to travel around your country? Frankly speaking, it's very convenient to travel around my country, providing that you can afford to pay for expenses. You must need to phone the ticket agency to book a seat in advance, and they will give you all the information regarding where and when to be present. Furthermore, the transportation system in my country is getting more and more improved. You can travel by air road, roads, railway, waterways, and so on. Has your country changed much since you were a child? Definitely, I would say that my country has changed significantly for the better, especially in terms of quick economic development and building better roads and infrastructures. Besides, it has improved remarkably in terms of incorporating modern technologies into our lives. Finally, it also has witnessed a notable increase in its population since I was a child. Okay, now we're going to deal with part 2, okay? So it's a cue card. Okay, let's read it. Describe a well-known person you like or admire. You should say who this person is, what this person has done, why this person is well-known, and explain why you admire this person. Well, we all have our favorite personalities whom we respect and love from the bottom of our heart. Well, some of them are friends and family whom we meet almost every day. A few of them are renowned sportsmen or famous silver screen stars whom we have never met. Interestingly, I have a list of my favorite personalities from different arenas whom I follow on social networking platforms and admire them for their talents, skills, contributions, philanthropic activities, and success stories. One such famous person whom I greatly admire is Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the greatest football players of all time. Was born on February 5, 1985 in a small village of Portugal. He's a well-respected sportsman whom I have been following in news and on Twitter for more than 8 years. He's a wonder boy in football and the favorite sportsman of millions of football fans. Ronaldo is a Portuguese professional footballer who plays as a forward for Premier League club Manchester United and captains the Portugal national team. He has won 32 trophies in his career. Ronaldo holds the record for 170 international goals and over 68 senior career goals for his club and country. Thus, he is world-renowned and inspiration to many aspiring football players. Ronaldo has earned my deep admiration primarily for his amiable character and formidable skills. Throughout his career, he has contributed his time and finance to the United Nations Children's Fund and also many other charitable funds. Last but not the least, he is a legend in football history and deserved our respect and admiration. I admire him more than any other football player I know. Well, let's jump into part 3. Okay, in part 3 we have 2 topics. Each topic belongs 3 questions. Okay, so topic number 1 is famous people in your country. Let's see the question. Okay, what kind of people became famous people these days? Well, I suppose rich and powerful people with lots of money are usually famous these days, but if you want me to be specific, I would say that music stars, music artists, movie stars, cultural celebrities, successful sports people, top business executive of very big and profitable companies, and politicians usually fall into the category of famous people. André Perthe, for instance, is a well-known politician guy in my country. Even some controversial person with the help of a little bit of their wits as well as media can become famous overnight these days. Is this different from the kind of achievement that made people famous in the first? In what way? No, I don't think so. From the best of my knowledge, I would say the same kinds of achievement of success used to make people famous in the first as it is today, except of course in the first those famous people didn't receive as much as media covers these days, probably because the media technology back then wasn't exactly as advanced as today. As a result, it was not exactly very easy to become famous quickly as in these days. Besides, in the first, successful people didn't necessarily chase fame with the same intensity as we see it today. So the number of famous people was relatively much lower. How do you think people will become famous in the future? Well, it's really tough question to answer. I suppose people will become famous in the same way as we see it today, by hard work, dedication and determination, as well as by using their God-gifted talents. However, in my humble opinion, the use of social media networks will probably play the most crucial role in deciding how much famous a person will become in future, since we are getting more attached to social media networks. Okay, now we are going to deal with topic 2, being in the public eye. Let's see the question. What are the good things about being famous? Are there any disadvantages? Well, it's a good question. Definitely there are always pros and cons of having popularity. Like when a person is popular, everybody knows about him or her. Companies beg of a prominent person to promote their products. Restaurants offer them the best seat and the most special dishes, sometimes for free, and so on. The biggest disadvantage, however, of having popularity is that a famous person doesn't usually have a private life. As a result, he is most often in fear of losing his popularity for disclosing his scandals or any sorts of bad news about him, I assume. How does the media in your country treat famous people? It's really critical to give you a proper answer since I'm not quite certain, but from my best of knowledge, I don't think that the media in my country is any different when it comes to treating celebrities. They take a keen interest in their professional and personal lives and keep holding interviews with them. Sometimes I get the feeling that they are overdoing it a bit. Sometimes I fail to see the news value of a story they have published about a celebrity. Why do you think ordinary people are interested in the lives of famous people? That's a wise question. Thanks for asking me such a question. There might always be tons of obvious reasons why general people follow a prominent person, such as since they are ordinary, naturally they become a bit interested in the lives of the famous persons to learn what kind of things they exactly do that makes them so famous. Besides, everybody wants to identify themselves with successful and important people in order to prove that they are also considered important to others. Then of course there are some other who genuinely want to follow in the footsteps of famous people by learning about them in order to become just like them in the future, and so on. So that's all about today's lesson. I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye.